Every artist wants an engaged fan base. Your problem is you're stuck on a sensationalized draw from ads or from posting content, right? But then there comes a point where you say, I want to get deeper into my fan base. I want to be able to support myself from my fan base. And a lot of times this pulls up feelings of, man, I don't know. It's probably like a feeling of defeat. And it makes you feel like, how do I do this? Oh, I need the emails, but I don't know how to get them. Because of that, you may feel lost on how to accomplish this, but you shouldn't be burdened by a simple fix issue. And we're going to fix how you're going to draw the emails and the cash from your fan base and these 3 simple methods that I totally understand, coming up right here on the Music Money Makeover show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover show. My name is Casey Graham, and when I started this channel, I knew I was going to need emails to survive. It's something that is kind of an afterthought for artists who are just getting started, because the one thing they want to focus on is the content. So while you're working on your content plan, you got to work on your email plan as well. And you're going to need this to get the cash flow that you really wanted to see, or you want to see, from your fan base. So check it out. Okay, so the first tactic that we want to focus on is exclusivity, which is limited spots. After you've spent money on creating content and your fans are starting to become engaged with your social channels, you're going to want to create some type of event digitally or physically where the spots are limited, and you're going to ask for the email. Easy peasy, but you want to go for digital first. Anytime you have a situation where the spots are going to be limited and people are already engaged, and I don't know, it might be for free, they're going to want to be a part of your cool club. Because if they're not, they can't say that, hey, I was there from the beginning. I remember when she did such and such, or he did such and such, and we was there and it was crazy. And I was, because people want to say that they were there. So when you give the limited spots there and you give the exclusivity to that point, people are going to be like, yeah, let's go do it. Whether it be digital or whether it be physical. And you can plan for how many people you want to attend, however big or small. So it's very controlled. Now here's the next one, scarcity, limited product. Eventually you'll be ready to extract money from the pockets of fans and ready to move product. However, because you don't have money, limited physical products will be the best way to get money plus profit and emails at the same time. The product could be a combination of an event and or product with value stacked to extract as much value as possible from the fan. So I explained this to several people so far, and they like, oh yeah, that works. You know what I mean? But this is what I like, because this saves you a lot of time, a lot of effort. You do a show, you have some merchandise, it's a limited run on merchandise, saves you money. You don't have to have a bunch of inventory because you don't want that. All right. Then you stack it up with the shirt. You get X amount of something, whatever, right? If you get this, if you come to the event, and it's going to be at a discount price, but you're not going to tell those online that. You're going to tell people at the show, hey man, get it today at this price. Because tomorrow after the show, when I go online with this, it's going to be more. And it's not going to be the same price. So that moves people to buy at the show faster. You're going to get their emails. And if the stuff is pressed for the show, like I was here on this date, right, on the t-shirt, and they get the whatever other physical knickknacks it is you have, or the little fan pack that you have, they're going to love it, but they're going to show it off as well. And you're going to take pictures and show it off as well. And the next day, you're going to sell it at a premium on your social media. Limited product, but you're going to get the money and you're going to get the emails at the same time. And the emails are already going to be from engaged fans. So you're winning. Next, private engagement, one-on-one time. You all know me big for this, because when you book a call with me, you get into my email system, but that's not the only way you get in. Now, one-on-one fan engagement always works for email and currency exchanges. Nothing more to say here. This could go for birthday shout outs or video calls. It just is what it is. It's a little bit different. You're not consulting anybody like me, but fans love this. You can get the email, but you can also get cash at a premium for one-on-one time. It is what it is, right? And if you're that dope, people are going to be like, you could be like, yo, get some, pointers from me on how I did such and such recording. It's going to be a masterclass for da 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 da. Learn how to rap like me. Learn how to whatever I did, something, something. And this is only a one-time event. Or, what I'm saying, that's kind of like a limited spots thing. But whatever it is, it's still kind of like a one-on-one time. Or I'll coach you on how to do such and such or write songs like me for 2 hours. Pay me $2,500. Somebody's going to pay that money. Now, here's a bonus, exclusive access. This one takes work. It exists in the form of private servers, Patreons, and communities. And as long as the fan is super engaged, there will be no problem with getting emails in this way. In fact, you'll find that subscription payments will sustain you for a long time to come, so long as you can give great value to the fan within the community. Now, this one will take some thought due to the fact that dropping content on social media is necessary at the same time while you're running your exclusive content. So this one does take a little bit more of a thought process to extract those emails, but whatever the premium price is that they have to pay for it, depending on how low or how expensive it is, you can get more and more people on, so long as what's inside of this exclusive access, whatever type of access it is worth the time and value to be talked about. And then people will come in droves and you'll get money in droves every month. So this is the bonus right here that does take some time to build, but I like this method right here. Now, will this cost money? It will cost money to extract emails because you need a system to collect and send from, like MailChimp, ConvertKit, ClickFunnels, and there's so many more. Now, when should I start this method? When you're responding to your fans in the comment section, you will begin to know the regulars and you will notice a high engagement rate in your social analytics. And that's when you should start this method. So if you're starting off engaging well in the comments, especially if you're just starting, like reply to everybody. Like for me now, I reply to everybody on the first day I release a video. At least I try my best to. And then that keeps people engaged. And at some point, they will want to give you an email for whatever it is you have. Me, you know, I got free stuff, but for artists, free stuff doesn't always work for artists because cheap stuff that's free, people don't really want it from artists because they get so much for a low cost from you. So they're going to want some of the experiences that I just said earlier in today's video. Now, is this a necessity? If you want to stay independent and earn high cash flow in a shorter amount of time rather than relying on music streams, I'd say it is, because cash flow is what matters to you as an independent label owner or just an independent music company owner. Without this cash flow, you don't succeed. And there is no other way to get it than driving it directly out of the fan base. It is what it is. You're driving it technically out of your customer base. Let's not even call it a fan base. Let's call it a customer base. That's where you're driving the cash flow from. So here's what I suggest. Start with the virtual events first, whether it be listening sessions, Q&A, or virtual concerts. It's the easiest. It's probably the most inexpensive and the most inexpensive logistically to set up and do. You can get people in at a free cost to start, or you can get people in at like a $1.99 or whatever it is, and they can pay and they can come in and they can have those exclusive sessions with you, like I said in the very first slide. But now, when you're making this money, you're going to need a foundation to bring it back to. Otherwise, it's just going to flow right out of your pocket, and we don't want that to happen. So here's what you're going to need. I built something called a 60-day record label course. It's a framework to establish a record label in a perfect 60-day sequence. And we're going to build an LLC with it and put a bank account attached to the LLC in the proper form for some base level anonymity so that the cash flow that begins to come in can be received properly, which is what most creatives need and they miss out on, right? And we're not going to go too far with this. Don't think that it's going to be a heavy load. I got you every step of the way. And then we're going to collect your international and domestic publishing and record royalties, keeping the middleman out and saving you 15%. And I know you're going to need that now, especially for all of my writers and producers who are on BMI. And then lastly, you got to learn how to play this game. And we're going to do that with the contracts within the course, because the contract is the way the game is played. And if you don't know the rules of the game, how are you going to know how to play it and navigate it? I got you covered. All the stuff you see on the bottom right-hand corner is included within. And if this is your first time watching the show, please grab the free stuff below. It gives you more in-depth information into what that course is really about. Now, adopting this method with the emails, do this to your fan base. Your fan base will be more robust. I promise you, your word of mouth and advertisement will increase. It will. And revenue will increase faster, and industry reliance will decrease, meaning you don't have to rely on all of the same age-old industry methods and ways. If you say, I don't want to worry about those emails because they don't matter, then this is going to cause slower growth, leading to more borrowing and diminished creativity due to the slow growth. I promise you that, because if you can't get the cash from your fan base, then who else are you going to get it from? You're going to have to borrow it from somebody who's going to then take your fan base and do what they want to do with it. So you don't want to be here, you want to be here. So now that you know how to collect these emails, you can begin to pull the cash flow out of the fan base so that you can grow leaps and bounds within this music industry, and it will leave those around you who are on the come up with you to say, how did you do that in the first place? Man, this is crazy. I need to do this for mine. Right, Music Money Maker? So if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com. Download the free stuff below, book a call, right? A Zoom call right down below as well. Jump into the 60-day record label right down below as well. And I'll see you next time. Peace.